Putin's original objective was to bring Ukraine into the Russian empire, to effectively exterminate Ukraine as a nation. So in terms of a national genocide, you could, in terms of the criteria, you could make that case. So Putin's objective, overthrow the regime, and he doesn't consider Ukraine to be a country. So in that context, yes. And of course, there are lots of other atrocities and war crimes being committed on civilians as well.
What did you make of these reports that we heard about people being deported out of Mariupol? I mean, yes, they're being given safety in terms of they're no longer bombarding those individuals, but they're being taken, reportedly, according to the Mariupol City Council, to remote cities in Russia. Strong overtones of World War II and concentration or prison camps.
Yeah. It's absolutely horrendous that we're seeing this in Ukraine, and as you're right, it does have overtones of the Second World War. The Nazis did it, the Soviets did it as well, and again, it's another bringing in these kind of atrocities that we've seen in the 20th century. Although Russia has committed a lot of atrocities already in Syria and in Ukraine in 2014 as well.
Chris, you mentioned the Second World War there. President Zelensky has said that World War III has already started. What would you make of that assessment?
I would say that certainly the Second Cold War has started. It has started quite some time ago, I would argue. We don't know yet whether we are in World War III. Because there has been no sort of direct confrontation between NATO and Russia. So at the moment, I would say that we're in the Second Cold War. It's obviously Ukraine's the first major proxy war in terms of NATO and Russia. And the way in which we are fighting this Second Cold War at the moment is in a similar way to the First Cold War, which was, through proxy warfare, supplying arms to allies and economic sanctions and things like that, undermining Russia indirectly as opposed to direct confrontation.
Of course,